What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Xman Co. It's request time. What does that mean? Few of you guys have requested that we do this video. Today we're going to show you 3 easy and delicious ways to cook prawns on the grill. Stay tuned. When cooking prawns, there's a few things to remember. Few things to do and few things not to do. So let me show you quickly how to prepare your prawns, clean it and devein them. What we have here today is some extra large Mozambican prawns. They're really beautiful, full of flavor, and cooked correctly, just an amazing experience. First of all, get yourself a serrated knife. If you don't use a serrated knife, cutting the shell open of these prawns, then you're running the risk of slipping on the shell and cutting yourself with the knife. Let me show you how to do it. Here's the back of the prawn. If you guys can see there's the feet. This is the part you want to cut open, not this part. If you're going to butterfly the fish, you're going to come from this side. But let me show you how to devein these beautiful prawns we have here today. First of all, to remember, never ever put your fingers like that and try cut it, because you will most probably just slip. You want to make sure you're pressing down on the prawn like I'm doing over here. And then with your serrated knife, you want to, if you can, just curl it like that. It will help you to get in there. And if you guys can hear, there you go. A little bit of pressure. You can move over. There you go. It's very straightforward. There you go. Go all the way. As you press, you'll see it also pops open. See this, guys? That right there, that is your vein that you want to remove. We all know what's in this vein, so you want to make sure that you do remove it. There you go. Just pulls away like that. I hope you guys can see clearly. And then we'll just put that on the side. As far as that's concerned, this guy can be cut completely open. I like to use another knife. I don't like the serrated knife, the way it cuts through the rest of the meat. Sometimes I even give it a small cut incision over here, just under the head, just to help it to make it flat. And there you go. You can press it down like that, just to make sure it's nicely butterflied. A lot of guys ask the question, how long before you cook prawns do you need to remove them from the freezer? Basically what we've done is 10 minutes ago we removed it from the freezer. We've put all the prawns into medium water. Medium meaning not ice cold, but definitely not warm. It's one of the don'ts that you need to pay attention to, is that having warm water, these prawns really cook very easily and very quickly. You'll see once we put them on the fire as well, it's a 2-3 minute situation. So you want to be careful of cooking them while prepping them. This will just result in a very rubbery fish and will definitely not be loved by your guests. That right there is perfect as a butterfly prawns. Then guys, for the 2 other dishes we're going to do, we're going to use prawns that's unshelled and headless. We can use the same prawns here. I'm going to show you how to deal with that. Basically what you could do, you could cut off the head. You're doing the same story here. You're going to devein them quickly. Careful not to go too deep, remember. We want a full piece of meat. We're not going to butterfly them. Just want to go deep enough to remove this vein, the pooper some call it. There you go. Fantastic. Then you'll see the skin, the shell also comes off very easily. So you could remove it like so. And then a lot of guys leave the last bit on there, which is the tail. You could do the same. There's no issue with that. And there you go. That guy right there is ready for a skewer or to be done in a skillet. Those are going to be the other 2 ways that we're going to do today. Let's prep the rest of these prawns. When butterflying these prawns, a lot of guys like to cut open the head as well and cut it right through. There's some yellow gooey stuff in the head. Most people might not like it because of the fact that it's gooey, but I can tell you one thing, these heads are delicious. Well, I like to keep them whole and you just suck on them once you're done. It's really amazing. There's a beautiful prawn tail, the meat's intact, it's not open too much. Just perfect. There you go. One of the most important things are dealing with prawns is that you need to make sure that they are properly cleaned. We've deveined them and now it's time to clean them under running water. Let's go do this. So you want to use running water to clean your prawns. Be careful with the ones without the shell, as by this time being out the freezer they're really soft and they can break easily and you could really basically rip the body in 2. As far as the prawns with the shell, it's very easy. You just want to open them up, let the water run through. You can even let some water run through their head if you're so inclined. And once you've done that, we're ready for the next step. Guys, just a pro tip here. We've got these skewers. Make sure that they are flat and not round. That will definitely help you with any piece of meat here that goes for really anything, not just prawns, so it doesn't turn. There's a few different ways that you could spice these guys, and one of them is with olive oil, some garlic, some lemon juice. Those are the basic, salt and pepper. We're going to use butter as our main oil, if you want to call it that. We're going to add some olive oil, some fresh herbs, some fresh garlic. We really like to use fresh ingredients. If you can't, it's not the end of the world. It will still be delicious. So we got some fresh parsley here. I want to chop it up quite finely. Fresh herbs is just one thing. It really brings aroma and flavor to whatever you're doing to your dish. It's really worth it if you can use fresh herbs. Guys, another thing, you can add as many of this herbs that you'd like. At the end of the day, it's to do with taste. We're going to use 4 big cloves of garlic. You can use more if you like. It's entirely up to you. We like to really make sure that our prawns are garlicky. Give it a smash there. It's easier to get them out the shell. You can chop it up if you want. We're going to press them through our garlic press. Sometimes they break in half. That's fine. We're going to press it anyways. There you go. I'm going to use 1 whole lemon. I'm going to cut my lemon in half again, meaning a quarter. It's too big for my lemon squeezer. If you don't have a lemon squeezer, don't be too alarmed. You could just let it through your fingers like this. Cutting it in quarters will make it very easy as well to physically squeeze them. Just use your fingers to try and catch all the bits. You want to add a little bit of olive oil. I would say about 1/4 cup to our mix over here. Then guys, we're going to use 250 grams of butter. Butter being our base. Remember I said, careful of hot liquids with your raw prawns. So we're going to melt the butter on the fire, but we're going to make sure that it does not boil. We just want to melt it, and maybe even just before it's fully melted, we're going to use it. So once you remove the butter, if you do decide to do it the same way I have, and that's on the grill, just let it stand for about 2-3 minutes just so it cools down. Once it's room temperature, you can add it to the rest of your dish. We love our ground pepper, so we're going to add some ground pepper as well. Not measuring today, it's all to taste. Same for the salt. We've got about 1.5 teaspoon over here. We also like to add some paprika, just a dash of that, and then mix all of that together. Right guys, it's that moment where we're happy with our sauce being room temperature. We're going to add some to our butterfly prawns. Just a dab of that. There you go. Leave some for the other prawns as well that you might do if you're doing the same as what we're doing. Just mix them in there. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. You don't even need much. Just make sure it infuses there. You can open them up. Be gentle. We don't want to lose the heads. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. I can tell you guys, it smells absolutely divine. You could leave these prawns for about half an hour like that, nicely mingling with this beautiful sauce. Now it's time for our prawns without the shell and the heads. Some might even call it as shrimps. So basically they're ready now to also be infused with this beautiful sauce. Just want to mingle them in there. You don't need a lot of sauce, barely, just cover it. We're going to rest it for another half an hour in this beautiful sauce. You don't need to let it rest in there. You can use it straight away. But obviously, like any meat, if it does rest in the sauce or the marinade, it's as the word says, it marinates and it basically infuses the meat. It's been about half an hour that these beautiful prawns have mingled in this sauce that we've made. So let's go do our skillet on the grill, and then our skewers and also our butterfly prawns. And now it's time for the fire. So what you want to do with your skewers, we're going to take about 5 of these prawns, and you basically just want to mix them one last time throughout this beautiful sauce. And then you want to turn your prawns like that, go through it twice, through the tail and the upper part. You can see in a circle like that, and carry on and do the rest of them. Sometimes it needs a bit of room, so try not to overstack them. By now being out of the fridge for so long, they're really soft. Some guys might even put them in the freezer for about 5 minutes or so, just before they cook them. We're not going to do that today. And guys, you know, let the skillet heat up a little bit. Just going to add a little dab of the sauce to the skillet. There you go. At times on the fire will vary depending on the size of your prawns and also obviously on the heat. We're going to add these prawns, headless prawns, to this skillet. You want to make sure and keep a very close eye on these prawns. Remember, they can cook very quickly and they can quickly overcook as well. You want to make sure that the color of the prawns, once they change pinkish and they also become opaque, the white meat, you know it's time for these prawns to come off. You see it's starting to get opaque. You see that? I wonder if you can. You see the vibrant pinkish color of the tail, these guys are ready. So we're just gonna make sure they're nicely dipped in the butter, and then we're gonna remove these guys. It's been about 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes max, and these guys are good. Guys, I'm gonna give it about a minute, minute 30 each side, and then these skewers will be ready. Once again, pay attention to the opaqueness of the white meat and also the vibrant, beautiful pink color of our prawns. It's been about 2 minutes, guys. We're gonna turn them over. At this stage, you are welcome to drizzle some of that sauce over the meat. You're gonna have some flare-ups. You might get a few char marks on the one side and the other if your fire is a bit too hot, so try and keep it medium heat. Guys, with these prawns with the shell on, extra large, I'm going to run with a minute on the shell side. I'm going to turn it over to another minute, and then lastly, just to bring it back home, do another minute on the shell side. In the meantime, you can put some of this beautiful sauce that we have here, marinade. You can put onto the white meat. You can see the color is already changing. Guys, this is really amazing. It's a very quick cook. The prep takes longer than the actual braai. Been 2.5 minutes. I'm going to start taking them off. There's a few health benefits regarding prawns. Basically helps to prevent cancer. It helps with youthfulness, believe it or not. And then I think quite a very important one as well is it helps fight Alzheimer's disease. I know you've been waiting for this. I just quickly need to ask you, if you've been watching the whole time, you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. With that said, let's dig in. Right, let's go for our butterfly prawns. I don't know if you guys can see that, how juicy it is, and we should just be able to pull it out like that. If it's rubbery, you won't be able to do that. Well, guys, girls, cheers. Absolutely delicious. I mean, here's the guy that we had in the skillet. Soft, juicy. Wow. It's a beautiful day. This is going to be nice. I don't think I have to test anymore. On this note, you know the story. If you like what you're doing, like, share, subscribe. Enable those notifications so you get notified as soon as we upload a new video. Thanks for watching. We cannot do it without you. We'll see you on the next one.